Well, hello everyone. Welcome. Today is video number 76. We are continuing the reading together of Elsie Lincoln Benedict. There she is back there. Her book, How to Get Anything You Want in 7 lessons. We are on lesson 6. We've gone through this entire book together. If you need to catch up and refresh, there is a playlist on my YouTube channel. If you are on Facebook or watching this somewhere else, hop on over to YouTube and check out the playlists, How to Get Anything You Want by Elsie Lincoln Benedict, as well as many other playlists. I'm realizing that my video's lagging a little bit. So let's dive in and continue picking up where we left off from video number 75. This is epic, y'all. The most epic playlist I have ever done. All right. So we were talking about how to find the open doors to what you want. Okay. How to be on the lookout. She's really talking about the reticular activating system back over 100 years ago. What we think and what we tell ourselves, what we focus on, our eyeballs, our mind will tell us to see. We had a great call today in the Think and Grow Rich mentorship program. I got to teach it. I was so lucky for the Napoleon Hill Institute. I teach there as a teacher. And it is a full immersion program. If you love the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, or any of the philosophy of teachings, many personal development gurus, Bob Proctor pretty much dedicated his whole life to teaching that material, having a burning desire, the power of the mastermind, persistence, decision, just the classics. I call it the gateway drug into personal development. Think and Grow Rich. It has the basics. It's a little, it's at first it could be, I wouldn't say overwhelming, but if you don't take to it at first, you're not alone. Let's just put it that way. It took me a few times to get into it. But I just look at people who that book has helped and I want their results. It works when you work it. Timeless principles. Anyways, I got on a side tangent. So I was teaching the class today and we were talking about imagination and we were talking about what, the world is a mirror and, what we tell ourselves, what we put in front of the powerful light. We've talked about it here as well. Whatever picture, whatever image, whatever thought we put gets flashed on to the screen of our mind. And it's kind of like an algorithm, our feed. We curate through what we think, our thoughts. It dictates what we see. And I was going on about the point that we don't see with our eyes. Like we don't see with our peepers. We think we do. But these are just the peepholes of our mind. We don't see with our eyes, we see with our mind. These are just a tool of the mind. We only see what the mind tells us to see and perceive. So we don't see with our eyes, we don't even hear with our ears. We see with our mind, we hear with our mind. Have you ever heard of selective hearing? We read what we want to read. We will skip over something and not see it, or think about how many times you've gotten a text or an email and your eyes see things and you're like, oh, I don't like their tone, but you read it again, you're like, oh, I'm glad I reread that because that's not what they meant. Because we truly do read, we see with our minds, and our mind dictates what we see. So this whole chapter, well, she's been talking a lot about a lot of things, but basically like, what are you preparing for? What are you expecting? What are you expecting and what are you preparing for? The good or the bad? Or you don't even know. That's even worse. And so she went over a few ways that we can recognize how we can improve, take that fearless moral inventory of, and she was using the example of how to get promoted at work. If you see other people who keep getting promoted and get bigger paychecks and you're like, why can't I? But we're doing nothing about it to improve ourselves or, increase our knowledge and our skill and our value to get paid more, then we have to really look and see why that is, or we can change it. She says, look yourself over and see in which one of two of these requirements you are naturally weak in. Do you merely hope for a raise without ever expecting to get one, with the dejected spirit that says, oh, I hope so, but this kind of bluff never fools your great subconscious factory 1 minute. It knows that the but and the tone of your voice will tell your truth. It tells your truth and your mood. It tells your true mood and it gives your real order, which it proceeds to deliver. Okay, let's read that again. So if we think like, I would love to lose weight and just have a body that feels good to me. I hope it happens, but I've tried everything. It's just so hard. It's my hormones at this age, whatever, right? It says you can't tell your subconscious mind that you want something. It knows you're lying subconsciously because of course we want to be healthy, we want the best, we want to raise. But she says if you think that it's not possible, that's what your subconscious mind will give you. More of what you got. It will not give you what you say you want because you don't even believe it yourself. She says this kind of bluff never fools your great subconscious mind for 1 minute. It knows that the but and the tone of your voice tells your true mood and gives you the real order which it proceeds to deliver. Do you really look and search for chances to be promoted but never get around to deserving a higher place? So what do you deserve to be true? What do you think you're deserving of? It's all about self-image, self-concept. We've discussed this. It can't be done. Oh, I skipped a line. Okay. So do you really look and search for chances to be promoted, but never get around to deserving a higher place? Do you tend to look for a loophole somewhere through which you may squeeze yourself into something better? It can't be done. Every loophole is being watched, just like the entrance to the big league ball games, and nobody who tries to slip through gets caught and sent back. Nobody who tries to slip through gets caught and sent back. Okay. People who are brainy enough to build a successful business are not so blind, especially concerning human nature, as to leave holes in the fence. Yeah, okay. So she's saying, we can't find a loophole and sneak our way in if we haven't earned it. Okay, hold on. There is something. Pardon that. I was just getting in my eyeball. So we can't find a loophole and sneak in when we haven't deserved it. It's just like sneaking into a concert or a baseball game. We're going to get caught. And people who are building successful businesses aren't going to let you slip through the cracks if you've been schlumping and dinking and been lazy. If this is not your weakness, perhaps you are of the opposite kind, a plotter who works his head off for a big concern without protecting his own interests sufficiently to let the right man know of his existence. As between the over-prepared man of reserve and the underprepared man of nerve, the prizes all too often go to the latter. The underprepared man of nerve. True, he cannot keep them if he does not buckle in and hurry to fill the new place, but one needs some of both. Get ready. Then don't fail to let the boss know you are ready. Let your work speak for you is a wonderful motto. So let your work speak for you. And it's through the repetition, it's being confident in it. The work speaks for itself. You don't feel like an imposter. You will not get far nor stay where you get unless it does. You will not get far nor stay where you get unless it does. If your work speaks for itself. But it talks only one language, and there are others. Every business concern wants two things in every one of its workers who meet the outside world: efficiency and self-confidence. If you lack the self-confidence to stand up for yourself and your own advancement, the boss knows you will never be able to go out and get business. It is the one who can bring in business, not merely do it afterward, who gets the best pay in the long run. If you have prepared for and looked for opportunities but have found none, it may be possible that you have what is to you a blind alley job. Either it has few possibilities or you do not happen to have the type of mind that is adapted to this particular kind of work. James J. Hill said, two men may be in the same office working side by side in the same line, one a decided success and the other almost a failure. But this does not necessarily mean that the successful one is more brilliant or able than the other. In fact, I have often found that the failure was a failure in that particular place because his mind did not happen to be built for this kind of work, but for something far better. If you have done your level best in the way of preparation, if you have then looked for and taken advantage of every opening to better yourself, if you have brought the attention of those in authority to your content conscientious conscientious work, your willingness, loyalty, and resourcefulness, yet still have made no progress, it is certain you have worked out your mine, as the Westerners say, and should look elsewhere. So, like, you ran out of gold. The mine is empty. If you tried your best, she's saying, if you are in a position and you just aren't getting promoted, you're not getting to where you want to be, even in relationships, if you have been in a relationship and you're giving your best and it's not advancing, like, engagement, commitment, rings on fingers, moving forward, like you're doing everything to advance anything. If your money isn't increasing, if your money isn't advancing, if your confidence isn't advancing, you might be in a wrong environment. You might be with the wrong person. You might be at the wrong job. You might be doing something that isn't conducive to the best way you can earn income. So she's saying if you've done everything, you've prepared for it, you've been doing your best, you're loyal, resourceful, and you still haven't, maybe you're mining the wrong gold, right? You're working the wrong gold mine. Look elsewhere. But never fear, your preparation in this place will be rewarded in the next. So nothing's ever lost. I talk about my journey when I was younger, like having gone to school, got my undergrad in television and film, started working in production right away. And like 8 months in, I was like, this ain't for me. Right. And I did not care. And so I started doing other things. Um, and to the outside world, people would be like, you just wasted like 4 years getting a degree and you're not even working in that field. Like that was not the case for me. I didn't think that way. And now it's paying off, like in doing YouTube videos or doing videos for the Napoleon Hill Institute or whatever it is for my business. It's like I teach and it's a Zoom world now. We need production and lights. Like I know how to do all this stuff. I know how to edit. So it worked out in the end. So that preparation I did was never lost. So if you even go to school for a certain career and you want to change it, if that's where your heart truly is, nothing is ever lost. Any course you ever took, any class you ever took, any investment you ever made, lessons were learned. Never beat yourself up. Don't regret investing your time or your money, even in relationships. Like, oh my God, I wasted my best years with this person. Listen, you learned. It's a choice. If that is your point of view, where is that getting you? Miserable, probably. But as Napoleon Hill says, within every adversity, every heartbreak, every struggle lies within it the opportunity for an equal or greater benefit. So what are we learning? Moving on. If things aren't working out, it wasn't a waste. Change the plan. Never change the goal. You know what you want in life. Okay. All right. So never fear that your preparation or the time you spent in one place won't be rewarded in the next. It will stand you in hand when you least expect it. So it'll help you when you least expect it. It has already developed you, whether you now realize it or not, and the larger place is waiting for the larger man it has made of you. So yeah, really just know and make a decision that every single thing you've ever been through is preparing you and getting you ready and going to put you in the best place for your next adventure, your next chapter. You will be better about to find the next opportunity and to utilize it. John Blake, the writer of Inspiring Shorts talks, which Inspiring Short Talks, which appear in many newspapers daily, said, if you pick up a diamond in the rough and you would probably toss it away. Without training, you would not know it was a diamond. Every day you pass by unnoticing opportunities that other men instantly recognize and bend to their uses. Your neglect is not your fault. Without preparation, you cannot expect to recognize your opportunity. For many years, people regarded anthracite, anthracite coal. Is that like a brand? Anthracite, or is that a word? Let's look it up. Anthracite. Where did it go? Anthracite. Oh, it looks like a color. Anthracite is a hard black coal with a high carbon content and a high energy density. It's also known as hard coal or black coal. Okay. How do you say it?
Anthracite.
Anthracite. All right. Your neglect is not your fault. So she's saying that, well, this man who used to write in this paper said, listen, most people, if they saw a diamond in the rough, would toss it away because they don't have the eyeball for it. They don't know what it looks like. Every day you pass by unnoticing these opportunities, these diamonds metaphorically in your life, you pass by these opportunities. And he's saying, it's not your fault. Without preparation, you cannot expect to recognize the opportunity. For many years, people regarded anthracite coal as useless black stone, too soft for building material, too hard for fuel. One day, somebody discovered that in the proper stove, it would burn better than bituminous coal and make no smoke. From that day, it became a valuable commodity. Don't expect opportunity to come and introduce itself to you. Don't expect it even to knock at your door. You must learn to look for it. You must learn to see in some particular position a chance of advancement that other positions lack, although these other may pay far better wages just now. You must learn to see in some calling an interest that will enlist your enthusiasm. So, always being on the lookout, especially if you want change in any area of your life, wake up with expectancy. Today is the day. It's going to happen. Because what other day is it going to happen? In the future? The future will never come. It's only just now. There's no such thing as time, truly. We are always just now. You know, I always think of this and I have to stop sometimes because I feel like I'm going crazy. But like, think about your life. Like when we think about our life, we only remember instances, moments that were like filled with emotion, strong emotion, like memories that are imprinted with strong emotion. Of course, our memory in our brain stores all of our experiences. But like the ones we think back and remember, like just normal days of me working in front of the computer, like they they're just that was the past. It's the present I'm experiencing from the past I'm experiencing from the present. I don't know if I'm explaining myself correctly, but when they say there's no such thing as time, it's like there's only just now. Isn't that wild? I don't want to get into that topic. Anywho. All right. So don't expect opportunity to come. Introduce yourself. Don't expect it to knock on your door. You must look for it and really find a calling. Find something that really interests you and gets you enthused. The men who get to important places and hold them are the men who not only are searching for opportunity, but have learned to recognize it when they see it. You cannot be a lucky gold hunter unless you find out where the gold is likely to be and what it looks like in the quartz or gold bearing sand. And opportunity, which is far finer gold than any that is buried in the earth, is still harder to recognize, but fortunately, not anything like so rare. Not like not like anything so rare, I think. This book, I must say, I don't know who the publisher is, but I know there's a lot of errors in this text. Words, sentences, all sorts of things. Let me read that again. And opportunity, which is far finer gold than any that is buried in the earth, is still harder to recognize, but fortunately, not anything like so rare. I know what they're saying. I know what she's saying. Here are a few keys to some of the greater doors of opportunity. Okay, we'll finish those keys tomorrow. Key number 1, time, invest your time. We'll finish that tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed this. Oh, welcome to the Penthouse, y'all. Click on the links below. I'm really excited to launch this. I'm gonna do to explain the whole point of this when it comes to the penthouse frequency. What is it all about? I mentioned a little bit about this a few videos ago, but I'm really passionate about, and I'm having fun with it. Like, metaphorically, are we in the basement? Vibration, are we in the penthouse, which puts us on that, I'm sorry, basement frequency, or are we in the penthouse frequency? Is our vibration low, high, dense, light? How are we feeling? Anyways, I'm starting a community. It's going to be a monthly community. It starts April 7th. I highly encourage you to check it out. If it's for you, I would love to have you. Live Zoom calls. The link is below my YouTube description page. I'll add it to the Facebook as well. But I really encourage you to check it out if you want community, if you want support. I'm going to be doing 2 live teaching calls each month, 90 minutes. There's going to be an opportunity for question and answer, Q&A, a little hot seat coaching, and there's a VIP option to do like a 90-minute subconscious clearing with EFT tapping, guided parts work. I'll put in my therapeutic modalities in there. So it's going to be really powerful. And if you have any questions, just reach out. You can book a call, free consultations on that Linktree link. And again, I'm just so grateful you're here. I love doing this. I will continue doing this. I said I'd do it every single day, posting a video every single day. And continuing with this book, we are almost done, y'all. We are almost done. We'll get through this. I think we might hit 100 videos. Can you imagine? What if we end on 100? That'll be cool. All right. Thank you again for being here. I'm so excited for all the things that are coming. Put any takeaways, anything that's standing out to you. I always appreciate your comments, and share it with anybody that you think would enjoy it. All right. I will see you tomorrow.